Welcome back to the Joe Miller Show, KON Hot Talk, 1080 AM, 95.1 FM. So for all the listeners out there that think these radical Islamic things are just false flag deals to try to create additional government surveillance, well, first of all, I'm not advocating for more government surveillance within the country. I'm advocating for it without the country. It needs to be outside of the country. It needs to, obviously, there are foreigners within the country. It needs to happen. But we also have to seal the borders. I'm not using it as an excuse for that, but I do believe that we as a society have to address this threat for what it is. It's real. And, you know, these folk coming across the border, additional evidences of it, the more that we stop the thing from happening, the more that we exercise foreign policy in a way, well, our refugee program in a way, our border security in a way, our surveillance of foreigners in a way to reduce this threat, the better it is for all of us. I want to stop it before it gets bad. I mean, if we ignore it, the likelihood that you're going to have more of these events occur within the country and then have more calls for unconstitutional type surveillance and other actions is high. So if you're really supportive of liberty, I think that you ought to realistically address the threat. Pushing back against it, suggesting it's fake, doesn't do anybody any good, and it doesn't match reality. This is not something that the mainstream media is making up. This is something that's come from outside of the mainstream media for years and years and years. It's a threat. It's real. It is something that many others outside of this country have been, injured, killed, wounded as a consequence, and we need to address it for what it is, a severe threat to the Western way of life. And I think that this report that came out is just more evidence as to why these rhinos that are in Congress, these left-leaning Republicans who don't really seem to care about border security, we got to put their feet to the fire. They're directly responsible. These folk that have refused to do what's necessary to shut down the border, at least in the South, and I think even in the North, we need to take a different look there too. The reality is they've got to be held accountable for their lack of responsible action with respect to that. Well, stay with us. We've got more on this, other subjects. After the messages, stay with us.